Well, tell us about eBay. If you were to pitch me on both of these businesses and put on my venture capitalist hat, and you told me that I could take this really asset-heavy inventory business with an unbelievable amount of CapEx that needs to be built out with all these fulfillment centers with Amazon, or I could run the high gross margin asset light business of eBay, 99 times out of 100, I'd want to invest in eBay. But Amazon dominated eBay. So how'd that play out?
So the competition with eBay, the Barnes & Noble thing, yeah, that was the first battle that Amazon wins, but it was obvious they were going to win that. eBay, like, this is a real fight. So at first, they're different. eBay is auctions, it's Beanie Babies, it's Pez dispensers, which, by the way, that whole legend of Pierre started eBay so his wife could collect Pez dispensers, that was a PR person made that up to humanize the story. That's not what happened.
Auction web, not eBay.
So as all this is happening, you mentioned the MBAs. Jeff and Amazon start hiring Andy Jassy, Jason Kylar, Victoria Pickett, Harrison Miller, Jeff Blackburn, blah, blah, blah. All these people who are coming in, all these MBAs, they're all tasked with adding a new category to Amazon. Music and CDs. That's what Jassy does. Kylar does DVDs. Victoria does box software. Harrison Miller does toys. Chris Payne does electronics. Jeff Blackburn leads BD and starts buying all these other internet companies. So pretty quickly, Amazon and eBay, they're competing much more head-to-head than people originally thought. So eBay started as Auction Web in 1995 by Pierre Omidyar, didn't turn into like a real venture-backed company and change its name to eBay until 1997, after Amazon was already public. And of course, famously, Benchmark invests $6.7 million in eBay in the fall of 1997.
Producing one of the greatest venture investments of all time.
So that was fall of 97. I think they own like 25% or something of, fair assumption. We'll go tell that whole history soon. But eBay goes public in September of 1998 at a $2 billion market cap.
I mean, eBay was the winner. At this point in time, everyone just looked at it and was like, oh, that's the best .com business. And also think about that. Series A in 97, raising $7 million, $2 billion market cap IPO in 98.
Yes.
Come on. I remember thinking how insane it was when Snap went public after, 4 years?
4 years, yeah.
This was an all-time insane moment with eBay going public and Mania at an all-time high.
Oh, they're legendary stories of administrative assistants at Benchmark retiring.
The little piece of the carry of the one investment in, yeah.
The market cap didn't stop at $2 billion when eBay went public. By the next year in 1999, they hit a $25 billion market cap.
That's a big company by today's standards, and we have trillion-dollar companies now.
And it's effectively 4 years from Auction Web, but it's 2 years from eBay. That's impressive.
Yep.
As all this is happening, in the summer of 1998, right before the eBay IPO, but as Amazon and eBay are more like, wait a minute, we're kind of going in the same direction here. Meg Whitman and Pierre fly up to Seattle.
Meg Whitman of Disney strat planning fame.
Disney, high margin media company. Keep all this in mind. That's the DNA of Meg. They fly up to Seattle to meet with Bezos and Blackburn. Remember, Amazon's the public company at this point. eBay's still this little startup that had raised the Series A from Benchmark. They're hot, but they're still a startup. Jeff and Jeff take them on a tour of the Seattle Fulfillment Center. And Pierre's like, he's such a engineer. He's like, oh, this is super cool. Then they sit down to meet. The two Jeffs make a kind of, maybe not quite like the Barnes & Noble dinner, but they make a sort of oblique reference of, well, maybe Amazon should acquire you. Supposedly, according to Brad, they sort of float like a $600 million number if such a thing were to happen. So Meg and Pierre get back to Silicon Valley, and supposedly, according to Brad, Pierre's like, wow, that was really cool. Man, that fulfillment center, they're building something very differentiated. Maybe we should think about that. And Meg supposedly says, I think this is from an interview with Pierre in the book. Meg says, Pierre, this is not a direct quote, I'm paraphrasing. Pierre, warehouses are not cool. We never want to operate warehouses. You know what is cool? High margin internet businesses. That's cool. You don't want to be mucking around with warehouses.
Well, and this is the very, very, very starkest illustration of what's the best business model over the next few years and what's the best business to be in long term. Well, the best business to be in long term, period, is delighting your customers more than they ever imagined. And the best business to be in, certainly for the next few years, maybe even the next decade, if you're eBay, is a high margin, true internet business. But Bezos is thinking in decades. And he's thinking, how are we possibly going to be the best place to buy something on the internet a decade from now, unless it's extremely reliable shipping times, very short shipping times. We have it in stock. They're buying it from a vendor that they trust, that is secure. All these things sort of require us to either be the merchant or at least be the ones who fulfill it and keep it in a distribution center or a fulfillment center. So they're both right on different time frames. And my favorite Bezos quote is, and this I think comes from that very first interview that I referenced earlier. I mean, I've watched every interview Bezos has given in prep for this, but that one has all the highlights in like 3 to 4 minutes, and he's still got hair. It says, long term, there is never any misalignment between customer interest and shareholder interest.
So true.
And that's such a dramatic statement, because I think a lot of people would argue with that. And he's thinking on an infinite time frame.
What happens after this meeting with Meg and Pierre, I think really illustrates just how special Jeff and Amazon as a company are, because he makes a mental and emotional leap that I don't know many people could have made. He both believes everything you just said. I've read Made in America. I'm building out this advantage. It's going to be my mode. I'm going to delight customers. This is the way.
And desperately wants to beat eBay at auctions.
Well, desperately wants to beat eBay, but he's like, and eBay is also right. And this starts a journey, but Amazon today is that amazing back-end distribution. Like we were just saying, you can get stuff from Amazon faster and better and cheaper than just about anywhere else on the internet. And certainly in aggregate of everything you can buy, Amazon is head and shoulders above anybody else. And you can buy from other people who are not Amazon.com on Amazon. And that is all thanks to that meeting.
Yeah. I mean, this is, again, Amazon having to run into a wall, back up, try it again. So obviously they don't buy eBay. Obviously they naturally have to do the next thing, which is, even though Amazon is focused on the customer, they're also focused on their competition.
Of course they are.
Jeff has all these quotes about how the customers, I think this is in the 98 letter, maybe the 99 letter. We believe that our customers are very loyal up until the moment that there is a better way for them to solve their problems than buying from us. And so that's off the top of my head. It's not exact, but it's close. And I think his realization is, okay, if eBay's grown really fast and there's a way to get something rarer or cheaper or something, we kind of have to be in business doing that too. So this is Amazon's first very expensive failed experiment with Amazon auctions.
So after the meeting, Jeff Bezos turns to Jeff Blackburn and is like, auctions could be the future. We're going to start a secret project to clone eBay within Amazon. It's almost like the book Predator with Barnes & Noble, except they're actually competent.
And it's not like we're going to learn from eBay and apply it to our business, go for a different segment than eBay, or do auctions differently. We're going to go directly at eBay doing exactly what they're doing.
Yes. Now, it makes sense why this would be secret. It's also secret because Scott Cook, the founder of Intuit, is on the board of both companies. So Amazon starts working on Amazon auctions. Literally exact clone of eBay. Now, eBay did not have PayPal at this point in time. So paying on eBay was this huge source of friction and a huge advantage for Amazon. Amazon has your credit card, blah, blah, blah. Amazon finds out that, of course, Meg and Pierre, they're not dumb at eBay. They know this is a problem. They're talking to startups about acquiring startups that could, solve payments on eBay. Now, this is summer 1998. There's no PayPal yet. Confinity, the first kind of, Next.com, they didn't even get started until the end of 98, like early 99.
Wow.
eBay is talking to a startup called Accept.com and wants to acquire them to handle payments on eBay. Bezos swoops in and Amazon steals the deal. and acquires accept.com, mostly so that eBay doesn't get it.
And they just went public. Amazon's got all this cash from that. So they're feeling themselves and feeling like they can do stuff like this.
Yeah, eBay can't do this yet. Amazon's got highly valued liquid stock, all this cash, blah, blah, blah. If that had gone otherwise, I don't know about PayPal. There's probably no PayPal. There might not be a PayPal mafia.
Yeah, great point.
Man, Silicon Valley, totally turns on a knife point at this moment in time. Okay, so March 99, Amazon launches Amazon Auctions, clones eBay, competes with eBay, and shocker, you haven't heard of Amazon Auctions. It's a flop.
So here's an interesting comment on it. So Greg Glendon writes on his blog, again, this early engineer who worked on personalization and auctions, a bunch of other stuff. So when the site launched, it was technically superior to eBay's faster, better search and several new useful features. The inventory was reasonable, but not large. This is one of those things where the flywheel was just already in motion. When you have the network effect of more buyers attracting more sellers and more sellers attracting more buyers like eBay had, and they were a couple years ahead, it was just already in full swing. And even if you have a more technically superior interface.
And the advantage of traffic on Amazon.com that they could send there, it didn't matter.
Yep.
They didn't have the network effect.
And Amazon wasn't really prioritizing it. So you go to a product detail page on Amazon, they had invented this pretty amazing thing that really pissed off all the booksellers, which was when you look at a product detail page, you could buy new and used. They're like, it's the same book, so we'll put them both right there. And of course, that pisses off the book publishers because they're like, wait, our whole thing is that you want to go buy the new book and you can't buy a used one right next to the new one. The used books are in this other distribution channel. And Amazon's like, we don't care. The customer can choose which they want from one singular unified product detail page, which flash way forward to third-party sellers.
Yeah.
It's the same thing today. You're competing as a third-party seller to be the one that gets the traffic from the product detail page when people click the buy button. So they weren't doing that with Amazon Auctions yet.
No, it was a separate tab, separate site.
Auctions.amazon.com. It was not getting Amazon's traffic.
Yeah. Didn't have a network effect. Another reason people like eBay, man, they just totally shrugged off Amazon as a competition. Beautiful business model.
So their market cap continued to go nuts.
Who got the truth? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Sit me down, say it straight. Another story on the way. Who got the truth? Who got the truth now?